In the 29th chapter, the prophet Jeremiah says this to his people, scattered across the lands, away from their homes. He says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. They are for peace, not disaster, to give you a future filled with hope. When you call on me and come and pray to me, I will listen to you. When you search for me, yes, when you search for me with all your heart, you will find me. I will be present for you, declares the Lord, and I will end your captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have scattered you, and I will bring you home after your long exile, declares the Lord." The prophet is writing to people who are scattered. They've been forcibly removed from their homelands. We might resemble them a little bit in these days. Of course, our situation is very different. An army didn't come and overthrow our government and send us to foreign land, but it may feel like we are in exile as we are scattered across our lands. We can connect with each other in many ways, but what about connecting with each other in worship? Jeremiah is trying to offer a word of peace and comfort. And sometimes we take this passage to mean that God knows everything that's going to happen to us and it's all wonderful, so we shouldn't worry. But it was written to people whose lives had been turned upside down and not in a good way. They had lots of reasons to be upset, to be angry with God, to ask all sorts of questions of why. So Jeremiah and his words are, yes, of promise, but they are of a future promise that standing firm with faith in God's ability to bring them back. But in the meantime, Jeremiah wants them to flourish wherever they are. In fact, earlier in this chapter, he says to plant gardens, to build houses, to get married and have kids. Basically, flourish where you are. Enjoy life to the fullest that you can, even as different as it is. He says, seek the welfare of the city in which I have placed you, for in its welfare you will find your salvation. God wants us to flourish these days, even though we are scattered. I'm standing here in the rooftop garden where this month we would be working to paint a mural on the wall, working to plant more things besides this kale right here. Kale. In these next couple weeks, we won't be able to get to this garden. I won't be up here and some of this stuff might go bad. But what can you plant where you are? What can you seek to harvest, even as you are in this life scattered? Know that God is with you and seeks your flourishing even now, until one day when we are gathered back here again and we can work to rebuild this garden. The peace of Christ be with you.